Welcome back, everyone. So, in the first part, that's the part one of this domestic central heating system, we've looked at how we could put in the names of the switches and the outputs here and their addresses. The next stage is us writing the program. So, we are going to look at how we would write the program. Now let's start the program. So to write a program, what we have to do is to go to the program main block. So we go under the program blocks, you click on the drop down menu and double click on the main OB, that is the main organizing block 1, main OB1, double click on that. So we are waiting for the program to open. Now it's opened, and what you have to do is you just select this, it's already selected, and then you click on the normally open switch here. Click on that, and then I would also bring another switch, but before that I have to click to select the line where I want to put a switch on there, and then I need an output, so I'll select here and I'll put the output there. So this switch here, the comment I will give here, let me come back here, this comment here, I'll give it a start switch, so that anybody reading the program will know what that line or what that rank is. Now this switch is the start switch. So let's go and look for the start switch here. So I have, let me see, that's the start switch here. And then this switch here, I'll leave that one. That's meant for the timer. And because I haven't given anything to this, that's why it's got a question mark there. So it's requiring me to do something there. Then I'll go to that output here, and that is the internal relay. So let's look for the internal relay here, and I will give that one to that. Now the next that I have to do, I will click on this line here to select it, and then I would put this switch here, and then I would also put another switch here, and that one is this, and I have to put finally the output here. This output is the boiler, so let me put here as boiler circuit. Okay, so that we know what we're talking about. And then the next one here would be the boiler. So let me get this output here, and that's the boiler. And then this switch here is supposed to be, see, the whole thing is that the sensor controlling this sensor here, the one controlling the radiator, and the sensor controlling the hot water, those two sensors have to start the boiler, because the boiler only starts when this sensor needs hot water. Okay, so the two sensors, any of them can start the sensor. So what we are going to do is that I'll put another line here, a branch line here, and do it that way. So this branch or power line here, any of those sensors can start the boiler. In addition to the timer here, I'll put the timer here. The boiler only starts based on certain preset time. So what I'm going to do here is I need this any of the sensors here. So let me click and look for one of the two sensors that controls the hot water and the what is it called, the radiator. So where's the radiator sensor here? I need a radiator sensor, or yes. So this is the radiator sensor, and then here I need the hot water sensor. I need a hot water or water sensor here. Can I see water sensor? Yes, water tank sensor here. And I'm going to going to leave this one here for now. Okay, I'll leave this because this boiler operates based on time here, and the one here too, I'll leave it because the system has to be interrupted. So at the end of the second sensor, sorry, the second timer, this system has to be interrupted, and then the system starts again, the cycle starts again. So the next circuit that I want to do here would be my radiator. So let me put here radiator so that at least we know what we are doing. Radiator here. And then I will carry on to the next one here. I will carry on to the next one here. The next one here is what is it called? So that's the radiator. So with the radiator, I need its sensor and that of the boiler to control it. So over here I need two inputs. So two well, it's inputs anyway, two switches, and then I need one output here, that is the radiator itself. So I'll select radiator and output of radiator, not sensor. Where's the radiator? Radiator pump, yeah, that's that one. And then over here I need the radiator sensor here. Need a radiator sensor, that's that one. And then this one I need the pump, so I need the boiler here. So I would put the boiler here. Yes, I need that one. And then the next one will be to get two switches here, and then another sensor here, sorry, another output here. So this one I would name it as water tank. Okay, or yeah, let me just say water tank. And then I will come here, I need a water tank sensor. So I'll click here and look for the water tank sensor. Water tank, water. Where is the water tank sensor? Yeah, water tank. Yeah, that one. And then I would also need the radiator. Sorry, yeah, not the radiator, the boiler. The boiler to communicate with this one. That's the boiler. I probably have to use the boiler sensor anyway, so I'll change this one to boiler sensor. And so let's look for the boiler sensor. Where is the boiler sensor here? Boiler sensor, please bear with me. I'm looking for boiler. Yeah, that's that one, boiler sensor. So I'm going to change this one to boiler sensor here. Boiler sensor, good. So I've got those three in place, and then this output here is going to be, what's this one called? That is the water tank. So what's the water tank here, or the water pump? Yes. So I've put the water pump here. Now the next thing I have to do is the timer. So I'm going to use time on delay, and that is this one here. Did it work? I'll click on that again and try it. Good. So now I'm going to change this name here. You can leave the name as highlighted here, but I will change it to mine, and I'll say timer _0, and I will click on OK. And what I want to do here is I want to give it a time of 200 seconds. So 200 seconds is like, I think 200,000 milliseconds. So 200,000 milliseconds, and that gives me, yeah, 20 seconds. Yeah, 20. Did I get 20 seconds? No, I need. Sorry, guys. So I'll add one more, 200 seconds. Good. Now I need a switch here to control the sensor, so the timer. So that switch, I'm going to use this out internal relay here. Okay. So once the internal relay start working, this sensor, this timer should start working. So I'm going to use that internal relay, that's that one, internal relay, and I'll put that one there. Good. Now I'm going to, so the timer, this first timer underscore 0 will work for example, I'm using 200 milliseconds because I'm just trying to use the number of hours in a day, 24 hours. So what I'm trying to say here is that, let's say the boiler will stay off for 20 hours. This is what I mean. The boiler will stay off for 20 hours. Okay, and then comes on for 20 comes on for 4 hours, and then it goes off again, and it comes on, goes off again for 20 hours, comes on for 4 hours. The reason I use 200 seconds is that I want you to see how I want the timing to be long enough for you to see how the whole thing is going to work. Like, otherwise, if I use 20 seconds and 4 seconds, it's going to be too quick. You wouldn't really understand the program. So now let me go on to the next timer here, and that timer here is going to, I've selected this, so I'm going to use the same time on delay here, and I'm going to name this timer underscore 1. Okay, timer underscore 1. And what I'm going to do, the time delay here, I'll give it 40 seconds. So 40 seconds is 40,000 milliseconds. Okay, so that's what I have here. The elapsed time, I'll leave the elapsed time as it is. I'm not going to do anything. Now this second timer, which is timer underscore 0, would work only when the first timer has finished its timing, only when 200 seconds has been elapsed. Okay, now so I'm going to use a switch here to control this timer, and that switch should be the output of timer underscore 0. So let's look for that one here, and that one is going to be so the output of timer underscore 0. So I'll select timer underscore 0, and then I'm going to use its output here, and that's done. Okay, now over here, let's come here to the internal relay. The circuit should restart. The circuit should be interrupted after the first cycle. The first cycle is the timer staying off for 20 hours, and then coming on. Sorry, the system should stay off for 20 hours, come on for 4 hours, and then that cycle is complete. So after the cycle is complete, the second timer, which is timer underscore 1, should interrupt the whole system and begin again. So I'm going to use the output of that one here, and then over here, this boiler can also only start when timer underscore 0, that's the first timer, has timed 20 hours. In our case, 200 seconds. Do you see what I mean? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this one as timer underscore 0, timer underscore 0, and I'm going to use its output here, and that is done. So what I've done here is that the program, it's almost complete. So what I'm going to put here under timer underscore 1, that's the underscore 0, is the project states of, let me say, boiler off. Do you see what I mean? And then for the 4 hours for timer underscore 1, boiler on. Do you see? And I think everything is done. All that is left is for us to simulate and when we simulate this program, it's going to work. What I'm going to do is that we will go for part 3. We will go for part 3. So just look for the part 3 and see how we can simulate this, because the simulation is going to take us a bit of time, simply because the switch here, I should have used a memory switch, so that if I had used a memory switch, the simulation would have been so easy. But because I didn't use the memory switch and I used this switch here, input here, this is meant for us to load it onto the system, onto the real practical domestic boiler for it to work. So just look for the part 3 and see how this program is going to simulate it. Thank you very much, and keep subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so. If you have any questions, please email me and I'll get back to you.